So Kyle, this article you linked, this is some hardcore fucking hazing right here. This I'm going to read some. This is an NHL. This is a couple minor league teams, different minor leagues. You know, there's OHL, CHL, a lot of different ones. QMJHL, a lot of these are accused of this. And so here's just the first paragraph, and it goes on for pages. It launched in Toronto on Thursday afternoon against the Canadian Hockey League, the Western League, and the Ontario League, and the Quebec League. Was brought forth by Daniel Carcillo and Garrett Taylor. And the allegations are explosive and disturbing. According to the lawsuit, players in the class were, among other things, forced to masturbate in front of teammates and coaches, and forced to sexually assault teammates, to consume saliva, urine, semen, and feces. I didn't see that. Other players, and to sexually engage with animals. Players had heavy objects tied to their genitals, had their genitals dipped in irritants and toxic liquids, and had objects such as hockey sticks, brooms, and food forced into their anuses. There's also alleged that players were forced to consume large amounts of alcohol and illicit drugs. That part is... Why would they add that sentence?
I feel like they just like
long enough at the end.
Oh, you thought they were doing this sober?
No, but like it's weird to me because they're like, dude, there was some hardcore stuff going. They had to consume saliva, urine, semen. Oh, and they fucked animals too. I'm like, how does that just that's the lead, right? Am I? And
yeah, I'm with you 1,000%.
They're like shoving eggs up each other's asses.
They're like
they had to engage in sexual acts with animals. First of all, be more specific. What kind of animals? Because if it's the mascot for the team, that is hilarious. If it is the mascot for the rival team, bonkers, head on the ceiling, hilarious. All right. I need to. If that's the case, I need to know. If the rival team is the Penguins, and you're like, all right, fuck a penguin, and you're like standing there, face to beak with a poor penguin.
Where'd you get this?
He's like, I'm really not affiliated with Sidney Crosby.
Where did you find a penguin?
Yeah, no matter what they're asking me to do to a penguin, and if they brought out an actual penguin, I'd be like, I gotta call the police.
Let me read some of this stuff. Give me the during showers, rookies were required to sit in the middle of the shower room naked while older players urinated, spat saliva, and tobacco chew on them. At least once, the head coach walked into the shower while this was happening, laughed, and walked out. Rookies were repetitively hit on the buttocks with a sawed-off goalie stick, developing large welts and open sores. The injuries were so bad they couldn't sit down, even while attending local high school classes. They advised the teams of the abuse, and it did not stop. On road trips, rookies would be stripped naked and sent into the bus bathroom 8 at a time. The older players would tape the boys' clothes up in a ball, which were thrown into the bathroom. The boys were not allowed out until they were dressed, which could take hours. Why? I'm missing something. Older players would pour chew, saliva, and urine on them through the bathroom vents. This took place in front of coaches and trainers. Rookies had to bob for apples in a cooler filled with the older players' urine, saliva, and other bodily fluids. The older players would put the rookies in a laundry bin on wheels, 4 at a time. They would run the laundry bin into a wall as fast as it would go. Players suffering injuries, including being knocked unconscious. It was called the Rookie Rocket.
Wait, what was it called?
The Rookie Rocket. Older players would organize orgies at house parties. Rookies were required to take part in sexual acts while the older players watched and took part. The head coach walked in on a naked rookie taped to a table with his buttocks in the air. The older players were whipping him with the belt. The head coach took part, whipped the child, and laughed while the boy cried.
Jesus Christ. Are you trying to make a good hockey team here? Where's that come into play?
That's most of the good stuff. I'm reading ahead. Yeah, you get the gist of it. Yeah. The head coach provided the team credit card to one of the older players to buy alcohol for the team rookie party. The 16 and 17-year-old rookies were required to dress up in women's clothing and forced to consume large amounts of alcohol to the point of blacking out and vomiting. Lots of stuff like that.
Jesus. Don't stop. Fucking roll. Oh my God, that was so fun.
During team practices, the head coach took Taylor aside and demanded that he fight other 16 and 17-year-old players to increase the intensity level of the team. This took place numerous times. Taylor was seriously concussed during one fight in practice, and he and other team members suffered injuries during fights. Yeah, man. Some hazing.
Is this what it was like for you, Woody?
No.
In men's league?
In B League, men's league hockey?
All right, Matt, it's your first day here. Hop on the table and strip down.
Yeah,
welcome to the Rookie Rocket.
So
welcome to Jackass. This is the Rookie Rocket.
My team had like a lot of professionals on it. There were like different kinds of engineers, packaging engineers. A guy managed a golf club, probably made more than all of us. And like but if you got there early or stayed late, in hockey, there are some magic numbers. 10 is really good, 12, 13 are good. But if your team has 11 players, then you're kind of fucked and it's hard to do like the rotations. Yeah. Taylor knows. So what would happen is I'd stick around and be like, hey, I see you've got 11. But if you had me, it would be 12. You know, would you like to pick me up? And I'd get yeses a lot. These other teams weren't like ours. They had fucking strippers in the locker room and stuff. So yeah, like legit cool. Strippers. And I'm in there and it's like, huh, you know, it kind of feels like I'm the stripper too, but okay. Cause you know, you get totally naked. You're putting a cup on and everything. Like there's the whole deal. And so yeah, that had that going on, but it wasn't quite comparing to this.
No, I didn't know. I played hockey as a high schooler, not nearly at the level these guys are playing at, but higher than high school
Aren't
level.
You glad?
There was no hazing of the kind. Like if a coach would have come in and even seen you like talking shit or bullying some new player, like you would have been sat. It would have been like, no, that's not what the team is. You don't talk shit.
So Taylor, I'm sure like in the back of your head, you've thought, man, maybe if I committed a little more, maybe if I tried a little harder, maybe if I just had a little bit of an edge, I could have gotten to the pros. Maybe that was a possibility. Maybe in all the alternate realities that exist, there's a Taylor out there somewhere and he's playing goalie for the Blues. After this, though, after reading this, is that little part of you going, whoo, we dodged a bullet, didn't we? Whew.
Oh, come on.
Glad.
Something crazy that I guarantee the goalies were not getting fucked with this way, because you do not psychologically fuck with your, this is something that's very, Woody can back me up. Goalie is a very psychological position. No team wants to bring on a new goalie that's promising and immediately start hazing him. Being a goalie.
So which positions benefit from psychological torture?
Enforcer.
So if you're a forward, if you can get in the head of your forward, make him cry himself to sleep at night, man, does he play hard.
Maybe you're enforcer, Taylor, huh? Like fuck with that guy a little bit, make him a psycho.
If it's the enforcer, yeah, but like even that, like I'm just saying, being a goalie is like being.
We've been raping Donnie all week. It's like till Saturday night. He's gonna crack some fucking skulls to prove he's still a man.
He scored a hat trick. You know, he was skating kind of wonky, but he scored. His shots on point.
Taylor, let me ask you this, right? Yeah. So perhaps you've shared the dream of being a professional athlete. I think most guys have. I've certainly daydreamed.
Everybody who plays sports thought about it, of course.
Yeah. Now, would you take a little hockey stick up the anus in exchange for playing for the Blues?
Yes.
It's a good deal, right?
I'd take a lot of hockey stick up the anus.
I don't think I'd tape the big knob on it that I normally do.
How much literal shit can a man eat before he's just like, you know, counting sounds fun. You know,
I would take a lot of shit.
I don't think Kumtar is going to spit in my eye every day when we're going over the numbers for the Jefferson account. So
and you know, the guys on the team are like, "You're complaining at this, you're a bitch. You're fucking. I escaped gulag to complain." And so, yeah, that's some serious fucking hazing. I had no idea stuff that intense was going on. Allegedly, we'll see. You know, I guess we won't see because I'll never.
Allegedly.
This guy was no joke too. How do you pronounce his name? Cicerelli?
Carcillo, yeah, he played for the 2010 Hawks, but I don't know how much he actually played for him. Let's see. He says
he played as much as he could with the injuries he sustained.
Well, this was when he played for the Blackhawks, and that is.
Oh wait, he embarking on a pro career that lasted 10 days.
The Blackhawks?
No, Daniel Carcillo. He played, almost 500 games total.
Oh, I switched. I moved on to Taylor without realizing it.
Oh, he played. Okay. Won the Stanley Cup, I guess it was 2013 with the Hawks. Only played 4 games in that postseason, had 1 assist. So you still got your name on the cup. So pretty fucking cool, dude. You know. And those guys who scored 1 assist are better than they could go over to Europe or Russia and play and just absolutely be the Harlem Globetrotter version.
Is that true? It seems like nowadays the Swedish Olympic team or something, they're competitors in it. You know, Canada doesn't win every year. Russia doesn't win every
That's
Russia
true.
wins.
The national teams are very different. Like Canada is always so fucking stacked. Russia's very good. Sweden is getting up there as being good. Germany, their team's not good, but they have a couple of players like
America's in it.
Yeah, the US is in it. So
don't get away from the rape and abuse, boys. Who cares about the standings in Europe? They're eating shit.
That, you know what? Thanks for bringing me back to earth.
Like, you know, Slovenia's got quite the team this year. No, there's something called a rookie rocket.
You know what? The first time I met you, Kyle, you put me in a rookie rocket in the parking lot of a fucking Walmart.
Welcome to YouTube, bitch.
Yeah. That's what it was. I got hazed, and then Woody and Kyle made me eat their cum and shit later. Are you sure this is gonna get me subs?
I didn't eat all that hutch cum to not take my turn when it was time.
I ate it from Hutch and Sean Anderson. By God, you're gonna eat.
Everyone thinks Sean Anderson is so nice, but you haven't sucked his dick like I have.
Hello, everybody. Time to eat my cum. Yeah, that shit. That is some fucking intense hazing. That is, you know,
it's
I'm gonna
next level.
It's too much.
The one that was actually funny though, like I could get on board with, was when they took like 8 rookies, stripped them naked, took all their clothes, and duct taped them in this big clothing ball, put them, and then threw it into the public bathroom with them. And it would take them hours to like get the ball untangled.
See,
and
that is genuinely hilarious.
That is actually funny.
Every
it's
so
creative,
often,
it's cruel, and it doesn't hurt.
But you're in there with the rest of your bros, and so it's like you're laughing about it. You're having a good time. You're not isolated. Like you're all just fucking naked, looking for your pants and your shirt. Like,
no one gets concussion.
I can't name it, but there have been some in the NFL. There's a lot of hazing, and some of it's financial hazing, right? Like you have to buy all this dinner, and the dinner's like $14,000, and you know it seems like these guys are making a lot, but some of them aren't. They're making like $300,000 that year. Cut that in half after taxes, and then $15,000 dinners, like 10% of their annual income. Like, there's no fucking joke. So, I like it when the rookies come in and they try to haze them, and they're just like, no, listen, I'm 22. I'm already the best wide receiver on this team. I'm immune to hazing, and fuck you all. And the other players are like, yeah, he's right. You know,
if you're really good,
when you're fucking that alpha, that at 22 you're telling like the 30-year-old veterans to suck your dick. I tip my hat to them.
And they have to, because that's the NHL way.
This is NFL.
But I guarantee that they were in 2005 or whatever. They weren't like, all right, Sidney Crosby, run through the gamut of the spankings. Like he's like, no, I'm better than all of you. By a huge margin. I'm not doing this.
Sidney Crosby?
He was the one swinging the belt.
He's like, he is terminally boring.
Yeah, that's what. So is Jared Fogle. You know, it's.
Well, but he raped kids.
He didn't rape them. He had sex with them.
Or did he do that? Or was he was child porn? Or he was
both.
Chomo.
It was both. He was a chomo.
A triple threat.
Yeah.
I'll rape them, I'll kidnap them, I'll look at their porn.
I'm so glad I found that article. That's
hilarious.
You had me laughing so hard when it just kept mounting. like they called it the rookie rocket.
Yeah.
Wait, what did they call it? The concussions and we keep glossing. There's so many horrific things in there that it's easy to gloss over. The forced bestiality.
Yes. Yeah, that got one sentence in the article.
That shouldn't get one sentence. That's its own article.
That's its own article.
I really want to know more about the animal.
I want to know so much more about the animal.
Oh, what's the name of the team? We might be able to figure this out. The team they played on were the
Chicago Dogfuckers.
The Sarnia Sting. So maybe they had to let bees sting them. And then there's the Mississauga Ice Dogs.
I'm impressed you pronounced Mississauga.
I'm not convinced he did.
I looked at it and I was worried. Like, MISSIS. All right.
MISSIS.
Yeah, that's
Jesus Christ.
Dogs or get their dick stung by bees.
I don't think that counts as sex. That's that's sexual to some people, but I think there was some. Like, did they fuck an animal or did an animal? They definitely fucked an. What did they do?
I don't know.
I want to know.
Thehockeynews.com.
Like I was about to be like, surely they didn't like get fucked, but then it's like maybe they got fucked by an animal. I don't know.
The animal part.
You bob for apples and piss and cum. You have no self-esteem.
No.
I'm reading the animal part, and they don't mention that it's very hard to track down. It just says, hey, these are things that happened in the Canadian Hockey League, the Western Hockey League, the Ontario League, the Quebec League. And then these are like a broad list of things that it's like, man, that's fucking 400 teams.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like these are 3 very large leagues of juniors. And it's not like it was all on the same team.
Yeah. If I could just look down like Mississauga Ice Dogs and the allegations, and maybe I'd learn more. But the way they phrased it, it's hard to track it.
If you just Google hockey, hazing, animal sex, there are far too many results.
Hazing, animal sex. Oh, that's a lot of porn. Sorority hazing dog porn video. This should be illegal.
You know, it really serves me right for using Bing.
Technically, Taylor, that is illegal.
Well, I'm not clicking it. I'm not clicking on that porn.
Oh, you can watch it. You just can't produce it, or I shouldn't display just how much about this I know.
You already have. The fact that you had more info on top of that little sentence, it's troubling. No, I'm not gonna, Charlie knows bird law. I know animal fuck law.
I got excited. I cut off the topic. Are we wrapped up on the hockey?